Whether it's for enjoyment, relaxation, or making an awesome introduction, playing a musical instrument is a great skill to learn. It can be used in orchestras, garage bands, or pep bands. It is an impressive talent to showcase, and starting to play is the only thing standing in the way of opening your life to the joys of music. Today, I'm going to teach you the basics of playing the trombone so that you too can experience some of the great pleasure I get from playing this instrument. We will first start off with a brief history of the trombone, then look at the anatomy of the instrument, and finally learn the basics of playing. The earliest form of trombone, called, yes, the sackbut, dates back to around 1450. The sackbut came in three different sizes: the bass, alto, and tenor, each progressively larger and longer to play lower and lower notes. Originally, the sackbut was only used in symphonies and church music, and it did not earn a part in orchestras until the late 17th century. The word sackbut is thought to have come from the Middle French words for push and pull, referencing the action of pushing and pulling the slide in and out. The sackbut evolved slightly, gaining a larger appearance and larger size, and became the modern trombone that we have today. Trombones today are used in a wide variety of settings, from jazz groups to orchestras. Now that we know a history of the trombone, let's look at what the instrument actually is. The trombone is made up of three main parts, the largest being the bell, then the slide, and finally the mouthpiece. The actual bell of the trombone is the part that flares outward and is where the sound comes out of. Also on this section of the trombone are the tuning slides. As you can see, mine has two, but on a typical beginner trombone there's usually only one. Mine has what is called an F attachment, which is this trigger, and the extra tubing you see here. This allows me to play the lower notes that are sometimes seen in the more advanced music. The tuning slides work by moving in or out to slightly adjust the pitch of the notes and make them more in tune. The actual slide of the trombone is composed of two parts: the outer, golden-colored slide, and the inner, silver-colored. The slides work together to lengthen or shorten the distance that sound has to travel through, and thereby making the pitch higher or lower. Also on the section of the trombone is the spit valve or water key. As the name indicates, it is a small lever that opens to allow spit out of the instrument. Because you play the trombone by buzzing your lips, it is inevitable that spit and condensation from your breath will build up in the instrument. You need to use the spit valve to release this. It might sound gross at first, but spit happens. Finally, we move to the mouthpiece, the part on the trombone where all sound originates. Sound on any brass instrument is formed by the buzzing of your lips, kind of like horses sound when they whinny. So, the way you form your mouth on the mouthpiece of the trombone is called your embouchure. The embouchure is formed by drawing back the corners of your mouth as if you were making an sound. So, and then put it up to your mouth. Now we can use buzzing to change the pitch that comes out of the trombone. By using tighter and faster buzzing, we can make higher pitch sounds, so, which translates to on the mouthpiece. Let's say we wanted to make lower pitches. We would simply loosen the buzzing and use slower air, so, or on the mouthpiece. Therefore, we can go from low to high notes, low to high pitches simply by changing our buzzing, so. This also translates when you put the whole instrument together. Simply by adjusting my buzzing, I can make high and low pitches at once. However, changing your buzzing is not the only way to change pitch on the trombone. Contrary to popular belief, the slide is not just used to obnoxiously poke who's ever sitting in front of you, or to get that dime that rolled under your fridge. It can be used to change the pitch. As we talked about before, lengthening the slide will make the pitch go lower, so. And the opposite is true as well. As you shorten the slide, the notes will get higher. Each note on the trombone has a corresponding slide position. There are 7 in total, beginning with first, with the slide pulled all the way up towards the mouthpiece. In second, the inner slide should show about an inch or 2. In third, the slide should be just before the bell, and fourth is just after. Fifth is an awkward position that can only be described as between 4th and 6th. So right about here. 6th is with your arm fully extended, but having your wrist still bent in. And finally, 7th is with arm and wrist fully extended. Watch as I play this next piece to see if you can identify the 3 slide positions I'm using to play the song. Hot Cross Buns uses only 3 notes in 4th, 6th, and 1st position. Now as you learn to master buzzing and slide positions, you can move on to more advanced music that suits your lifestyle and brightens not only your days, but others as well. Let's say you want to impress the relatives at the next wedding and maybe make a couple of bucks. Well, would work perfectly. Or maybe you need to woo that special someone. No one could reject you after you play. Or maybe you need to liven up that trip to the grocery store with. And watch as everyone stares at your awesomeness. Today, we learned the basics of playing the trombone, from a short background of the trombone to the parts of the instrument, and finally to playing. But what does this all mean to you? For me, music has been an important and defining part of my life. I don't think I would have half as much respect for so many different genres and types of music today if I hadn't started playing. It's also a great way to unwind and relax. I can just be immersed in playing for an hour and forget about the stresses of the day or any homework that might be due. And finally, I don't think I would have met half of my friends today if I hadn't started playing. So get your current friends involved or even make some new ones through music. I can go on and on and on about the benefits of playing a musical instrument, but as actor Steve Martin says, talking about music is like dancing about architecture. But what I can tell you after playing the trombone for 7 years, as well as the piano for 10, is that playing a musical instrument is an investment worth making. Thank you.
Hey!
That